The sun was dipping low over my Wyoming ranch, painting the hills gold when I heard the screams. My twins, Lily and Max, were out by the stables, feeding our horses like they did every evening. But these weren't their usual playful shrieks. These were cries of terror. I dropped the coffee mug I was holding, the porcelain shattering on the porch, and sprinted toward the sound. Through the dust, I saw her, Karen Vanderbilt, the HOA president from the gated community down the road, standing by my broken fence. Her fur coat gleamed, her sunglasses perched like a crown, and her lips curled into a smirk as two burly men dragged my children toward a black SUV. My heart stopped. This wasn't just a neighborly dispute. This was a kidnapping. Karen had been a thorn in my side since I moved here 3 years ago, retiring from my role as a federal circuit judge to raise my kids in peace. She'd harassed me endlessly, fines for my unkempt wildflower garden, complaints about my horse's noise, even threats to seize my land for community beautification. I'd ignored her, thinking she was just a petty tyrant. But this was war. She'd crossed a line, and I wasn't just a rancher she didn't know. I'd spent decades upholding justice in the highest courts. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911, my voice steady despite the rage boiling inside. My children are being kidnapped. Suspect is Karen Vanderbilt, HOA president. Send help to 47 Sagebrush Road. The operator promised deputies were on the way, but I wasn't waiting. I ran to the stables, where my prized mare, Starlight, lay whimpering, her leg caught in splintered wood from the shattered door. Karen's men had done this, wrecked my property to create a distraction. I freed Starlight, whispering apologies, and grabbed the rifle I kept for coyotes. I wasn't planning to shoot, but I needed Karen to know I meant business. As I approached, Karen's smugness didn't waver. "You're too late, Eleanor," she sneered, her voice dripping with condescension. "Your kids are coming with me. This ranch is an eyesore, and you're unfit to raise them. I've got connections child services will back me." Her words hit like a slap, but I saw through her lies. This wasn't about my parenting. Karen had been eyeing my 50-acre ranch for her developer friends, who wanted to turn it into luxury condos. She'd fabricated complaints, bribed inspectors, and now she'd stooped to kidnapping to force me out. But then came a twist I didn't see coming. My neighbor, Old Man Tucker, a grizzled Vietnam vet who rarely left his cabin, emerged from the shadows with a shotgun in hand. "Let those kids go, Karen," he growled. I'd always thought Tucker was a recluse, maybe even unhinged, but here he was, eyes blazing with purpose. He'd seen the SUV from his hilltop and heard Lily's screams. "I've got a recorder running," he said, tapping a device in his pocket. "Every word you've said is going to the sheriff." Karen's face paled, but she doubled down, barking at her men to hurry. The confrontation erupted like a storm. I stepped forward, rifle lowered but firm in my grip. "Karen, you're done. Release my children, or I'll have you in federal court by morning." Her laugh was sharp, mocking. "You? A nobody rancher? I own this town." That's when I let the truth drop. I'm Eleanor Grayson, retired Third Circuit judge. I put away cartel bosses and corrupt politicians. You think you can scare me? Her smirk faltered, and for the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. She hadn't known. She thought I was just some country bumpkin she could bully. The air crackled with tension as the sound of sirens grew closer. Karen's men hesitated, glancing at her for orders. "Don't just stand there," she screeched, but her authority was crumbling. Tucker stepped closer, his recorder still running, and I saw Lily and Max wriggling free in the chaos. I dropped the rifle and ran to them, pulling them into my arms. They were shaking but unharmed, their faces streaked with tears. "It's okay," I whispered. "Mom's got you." The sheriff's deputies arrived, lights flashing, and Karen's empire began to collapse. Tucker handed over his recording, which captured Karen's threats and her admission to orchestrating the kidnapping. The deputies cuffed her hired men, who quickly turned on her, spilling details about her scheme to frame me as an unfit parent and seize my land. Karen's face twisted in fury, but her designer coat and haughty attitude couldn't save her now. "This is outrageous," she screamed as they led her to the patrol car. "Do you know who I am?" I leaned in close, my voice calm but cutting. "I know exactly who you are, Karen. And soon, a jury will too." As they drove her away, the truth unraveled further. Tucker, it turned out, wasn't just a hermit. He'd been a private investigator before retiring, with a knack for sniffing out corruption. He'd been watching Karen's shady deals for months, collecting evidence of her bribes and blackmail. His recording was the final nail in her coffin. By morning, the local news was ablaze with headlines. HOA president arrested in kidnapping scandal. Karen's developer friends abandoned her, and her connections in child services were exposed as paid-off cronies. She faced charges of kidnapping, extortion, and property damage, with my testimony as a former judge sealing her fate. The ranch was quiet again, but the scars remained Starlight's injury, the broken fence, the trauma in my children's eyes. Yet, as I tucked Lily and Max in a bed that night, I felt a fire rekindled. I'd left the courtroom to escape the fight, but justice had followed me here. I wasn't just a mother protecting her kids. I was a judge who'd spent years dismantling schemes like Karen's. She'd underestimated me, and that was her downfall. Standing on my porch, watching the stars over the Wyoming hills, I realized something else. This wasn't just my victory, it was a reminder that no one is powerless against bullies like Karen. Tucker's unexpected courage, the deputy's swift action, even my own past as a judge, it all came together to stop her. Evil thrives in silence, but when people stand up, it crumbles. What do you think? When is it right to fight back against someone like Karen? And when should we walk away? Share your thoughts. Justice isn't just in courtrooms. It's in the choices we make every day.